Hello friends, welcome to the discussion on the Good Morning test which was conducted on 14th of December. This is me Rishabh having this discussion with you. So let us directly go into today's topics. The first question is based on Board for Financial Supervision, and this question has three statements. The first statement says its objective is to undertake consolidated supervision on financial sectors that comprises of commercial banks, FIs and NBFCs. As the name suggests, the Board for Financial Supervision over here, and here its objective is to undertake consolidated supervision. So this statement is correct. Now the second statement says it consists of RBI governor and 4 co-opted directors. So since it's a board which manages all the commercial banks, the financial institutions as well as NBFCs, it does contain RBI governor because he is the head of all the banks. So this statement is also correct. Now the third statement says it means bi-monthly in nature. Now this statement may or may not be correct because it doesn't meet because we are not sure of whether it meets bi-monthly. But actually it meets in a monthly. It doesn't meet in a bi-monthly manner. It means once in every month. So this statement is wrong. So the correct answer is option D, that is option 1 and 2. Let us know something about BFS. So the BFS was constituted in November 1994 as a committee of the Central Board of Directors. And we already saw its objective is to undertake consolidated supervision of banks. And RBI carries out its functions related to financial supervision under the guidance of BFS. It is chaired by RBI governor with 4 co-opted members for a term of 2 years. And one of the deputy governor of RBI serves as the vice chairman, and BFS regulates, supervises commercial banks and other financial markets. The second question is about TDSAT, that is Telecom Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal. It has 2 statements. The first statement says it was established to adjudicate disputes and dispose of appeals with the view to protect the interest of service providers as well as the consumers. So this statement is correct because it is the function of the Telecom Dispute Tribunal to adjudicate various disputes. So the first statement is correct. And the second statement says it consists of a chairperson and 3 members. Now this statement is wrong because it consists of only a chairperson and 2 members. So whenever we study about any body, so TDSAT is a body. So we should know few things. First one is whether it is a statutory or non-statutory body. Second, who are the members of the body and how many members are there. So a chairperson is usually a member of a retired Supreme Court Justice. So usually a chairperson is a retired Supreme Court Justice. So we should know what is the qualification of the chairperson, whether a High Court Justice can be appointed or only the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court can be appointed, etc. So these are certain parts which we should know when we read about any body. So when we are reading about TDSAT, we should know these things. And one more thing is we should know the objective of the body. And one more thing is that we should also know the headquarters, where the headquarters of this body is located. So if you could remember these 4 important facts, means you could easily eliminate the wrong option or also choose the right option. So here the correct answer is option A. And the TDSAT was established to adjudicate disputes, and it was established through an amendment to the Triad. Since it is established through an amendment to the Triad, it is a statutory body. So please remember this, any body is called as a statutory body when it is established through an act of the Parliament. So here it was established through the Triad, hence it's a statutory body. And the primary objective of TDSAT is to release trial from adjudicatory and dispute settlement functions. Now the third question is with respect to IRDA, that is Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. The first statement says it is an autonomous, non-statutory body tasked with regulating and promoting the insurance and reinsurance industry in India. So here we have few catchphrases. One is that it is an autonomous body. Second, it says it's a non-statutory body. Third, it says it promotes insurance as well as reinsurance. So there are 4 catchphrases over here. We know it's an autonomous body. Is it a statutory or non-statutory body? It is actually a statutory body. It is not a non-statutory body. It was established through the IRDA Act. It's an act of the Parliament. Hence we get the statement 1 and wrong because only this word, that is whether it is statutory or non-statutory, this is wrong. Now it is headquarters in New Delhi. This statement is also wrong. It has 10-member body including chairman and 5 full-time and 4 part-time members. This statement is correct. Here the question asks the incorrect options. So we know that incorrect option is option 1 and 2. So the correct answer is option D. So as we saw, IRDA is an apex statutory body. It was established to IRDA Act of 1999. So it was established through an Act of the Parliament in the year of 1999. So it is a statutory body. The second statement says its headquarters is located in Hyderabad and not in New Delhi. And it has various functions which includes protecting the rights of policyholders, providing registration certificates, renew, modify or suspend registration certificates, and other such functions. The fourth question is about Central Groundwater Board. It has two statements. The first statement says it is a national apex agency entrusted with the responsibilities to provide scientific inputs in the assessment and management of water resources of the country, and it comes under Ministry of Agriculture. The first statement is correct because it was directly taken up from the Central Groundwater Board. And this is a major function of the Central Groundwater Board. That is to provide scientific inputs towards management and exploitation of water in India. And second statement says it comes under Ministry of Agriculture. So this statement is also correct. So it does not come under actual Ministry of Agriculture, rather than it comes under the other ministry. So the statement, the option A is correct. Here you can see it's a subordinate office of the Ministry of Water Resources. It is not a subordinate office under Ministry of Agriculture, rather it is under Ministry of Water Resources, and its headquarters is located in Faridabad and Haryana. The first question is about Central Groundwater Authority. Now the last question was about Central Groundwater Board and Central Groundwater Authority, and it was constituted under Environment Protection Act. Since it is constituted under an Environment Protection Act, it can be a statutory body, but this statement is correct, and it aims to regulate and control and develop the management of groundwater resources in the country, and even this statement is also correct. The correct answer is option C. Here this question asks for incorrect options, so the correct answer for which of the following are incorrect. So since both options 1 and 2 are correct, none of the above is the correct answer. So the Central Groundwater Authority was being constituted under Section 3 of the Environment Protection Act of 1983, and its function is to regulate and control development and management of groundwater resources in the country. The next question is about momentum for change. The term momentum for change initiative is related to which of the following options? So we have three major options. One is GM crops, second option is water pollution, and third option is climate change. Since the term is something with respect to change, we could easily relate it with the climate change. And climate change is a hot topic in nowadays for the past few years, because Earth is facing an unprecedented crisis of rising temperature. So the option C is correct over here. And something about momentum for change is that it is an Indian private project. Help Us Green is one of the 15 groundbreaking projects from around the world that has won this year's UN Climate Action Award. So since this project has won the UN Climate Action Award, this becomes important for us with respect to prelims perspective. The Momentum for Change is an initiative spearheaded by the United Nations Climate Change Secretariat to shine a light on enormous groundswell of activities underway across the globe that are moving the world towards highly resilient and low carbon future. And it also recognizes innovative transformative solutions with respect to economic, social and environmental challenges. So the Momentum of Change is an initiative by the UNCC, UN Climate Secretariat, that is UNFCCC Climate Secretariat. Please remember this. This may also become a question. The Momentum of Change is under which of the following bodies? They may ask a question. They will give options such as UN Climate Secretariat. We can have GF, that is Global Environment Facility. We can have GCF, and we may have any other option. So if question like this also comes, means you have to understand that this is initiative spearheaded by the UN Climate Change Secretariat. So please remember this fact. The seventh question is about academic Lomonosov. So what is something correct about academic Lomonosov? So it is the first floating nuclear power plant, and it is located in Germany. Well, the first option is correct because it is the world's first nuclear power plant. But the second option is not correct because it is located in Russia and it is not located in Germany. It is used by Russia to in the Arctic region. Since in the Arctic region Russia is exploring a lot of oil, so it needs a lot of energy. So academic Lomonosov is a nuclear power plant which is providing energy for the oil rigs which are located in the Arctic region. So it's the world's first floating nuclear power plant. It is basically a mobile low capacity reactor unit operable in remote areas isolated from main power distribution, and they are designed to maintain both uninterrupted power supply and plentiful desalinated water supply in remote areas. And the next question is about CPI or Consumer Price Index. The CPI is used by the RBI to manage the inflation in the country. The Monetary Policy Committee uses this Consumer Price Index, and the Consumer Price Index gives the exact data, or it gives the exact indicator of what's the inflation in the country. So the Consumer Price Index, the first statement says it is released by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Well, this statement is wrong because it is released by CSO, that is Central Statistical Organization. Ministry of Commerce and Industry releases WPI. We saw yesterday wholesale price index. So the wholesale price index is released by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. That too, the Office of Economic Advisor under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. That particular office, it releases this WPI, that is wholesale price index. Rather than Consumer Price Index is used by CSO, that is Central Statistical Organization. The base year for Consumer Price Index is 2011 to 12. Okay. The base year is 2011. So the correct answer is option C, that is both 1 and 2. As we saw, it is not released by Ministry of Commerce and Industry, rather it is released by CSO, Central Statistical Organization, and the food and beverage category has the highest weightage. CPI is a measure of change in retail prices of goods and services, and the CPI measures changes only in the factor prices. And what more is that it is calculated by the Central Statistics Office, which is in the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. The ninth question is with respect to Ideate for India. So the Ideate for India is an initiative of, we have 4 options: Niti Aayog, Ministry of Human Resources Development, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and none of the above. The Ideate, the correct answer is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. The Ideate for India will empower and enable those students to transition from users of technology to become creators of technology. So it is to enable students to create newer technologies which could be used in various solutions or various national solutions. The next question is about black neck bread. It says that it is protected under Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act. It is in the vulnerable category under IUCN's Red List, and it is also the state bird of Arunachal Pradesh. The first statement is correct because it is protected under the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act, while the second statement is also correct. It is in the vulnerable category under IUCN's Red List, but it is not the state bird of Arunachal Pradesh. So the third statement is wrong. So here the correct answer is option D, that is statements 1 and 2. Something about black-necked crane is a protected species under Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act, and it is in the vulnerable category under IUCN. And it is listed in Appendices 1 of the CITES, that is Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna, which is also called as Washington Convention. Thank you, friends. I hope today's lecture was very fruitful for you. Please solve all these questions, and if you have any doubts, please post it on the comment section.